Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, if you're new here, then thanks so much for stopping by. I do have a number of hair care tips and tutorials on my channel, so make sure you check those out. So in today's video, I'm going to be providing you with 5 tips to help you grow back your thinning or damaged edges. This is a question I get quite a lot, so today I thought I'd sit down and put together 5 tips which I hope you'll find useful. So firstly, I'm going to start off with some of the things that might be causing the problems, the things you want to avoid, because before you can fix the problem, you need to know what you're doing that's actually causing it in order to get the best results. So tip number 1, avoid wearing tight hairstyles. Okay, so we're talking about box braids, we're talking about cane rolls, we're talking about tight high puffs, low puffs, anything that is causing tension on your edges is not worth it, you know, it's causing damage. And when you're continuously wearing these styles over time, it could potentially lead to traction alopecia, which is a form of hair loss, and in some cases it's permanent, you know, depending on the severity of the damage that's caused. So you know, if you're getting your hair done in box braids, you know, make sure it's not done too tight, yeah, or you're getting cane rolls, you know, if it is tight, let the person know that it's tight. I remember getting my hair done this time last year actually, some box braids to go on holiday. And I was a little bit nervous about it because I don't really get protective styles done that often. I think since I've been natural in the 3.5 years, I've only worn box braids once. That's the only protective style that I've had. And I remember telling someone that I was a little bit nervous because I didn't want it to be too tight. And they said to me, just get yourself some paracetamol and take it, you'll be fine. And I was like, no, I'm not taking no paracetamol. I'm not going to have my hair tight because I'm not someone that's going to try and mask the pain, you know, because you're forgetting that although you may not feel it after you've taken the paracetamol, that damage is still being done. The tension is still on your hair and the rest of your hair. I mean, it's not just your edges, it's your entire hair. But we're talking about edges, you know, it's the kind of the most fragile part of our hair. So you don't want to be putting constant pressure on those areas. Also, when you're wearing wigs, another thing that some of you may be doing that you're not aware of is when you're putting the wig on, you might be pulling it on and pulling it off. You're not lifting it and then lifting it and placing it back again. So the constant friction of on and off is causing damage over time. So, you know, you want to make sure that you are being careful when you are putting your wigs on and you're taking it off as well, so that it's not causing, you know, ongoing friction that is going to continuously damage your hairline. So tip number 2, hair tools. So we're talking about when we are slicking our edges with hair gels, brushing our hair, putting headbands on, wearing hats, wearing things like that, again, that is being placed around the edges. All those things over time are causing damage. I mean, for example, I like to wear high puffs and slick my edges, but there has been a time when I've noticed my edges thinning around the sides, and as soon as I noticed it, I stopped. You know, if you're noticing that your hair is thinning out, don't leave it too long for it to get worse. You know, as soon as you identify there's a problem, just stop straight away and just avoid doing those things. You know, try something else, try a different hairstyle that's not going to put any tension on your hairline. So with me, when I noticed a little bit of the thinning, I basically decided, okay, right, I'm not going to be slicking my edges anymore. I was putting my hair up in a puff, but I was making sure that it wasn't as tight maybe, and I didn't slick my edges or anything like that, and I was careful when I was brushing it. You know, again, if you're wearing headbands a lot, giving yourself a break from that. Another thing is bonnets, your hair bonnets that have the elastic around it when you're putting it on at night, and it's slipping. Again, it could be rubbing around your edges, causing tension. There's all these little things that sometimes, you know, you might not be aware of, that over time, all of them together is causing, you know, the problem that you're having. So just make sure that when you are doing these things that you're aware of the possible damages that it can be done, that you're possibly doing, and try to avoid it and find ways around it so it doesn't cause a problem. So with the bonnet, as I said, rather than using a bonnet, if you find that it's causing your hair a problem, get a silk satin headscarf that you can tie at the back so that there's no elastic around it. And just avoid using, you know, as I said, brushes, especially hard brushes. There are some really hard brushes out there that could be just really putting too much pressure on the edges. So just try and find other tools or other hair products and stuff like that that you can use whilst your hair is trying to repair itself. Okay, so these are some of the things that you should do in helping to grow back your edges. So tip number 3, make sure you are moisturising and sealing your edges. Okay, so when it comes to kind of moisturising our hair, some people forget their edges. You know, they just go straight to the ends of their hair, or the parts are just below the roots down, and they forget their edges. So when you are moisturising your hair, start with your edges first, because those areas will just keep, become dry, and over time of not moisturising it and you're brushing it and it's dry, it's going to cause damage to it. So try moisturising your edges first, and if need be, use an oil to seal in the moisture, so that way your hair is nice and nourished and it's not going to become too dry and start breaking. So tip number 4, vitamin deficiencies. So, sometimes we may not be doing anything to our hair, but we've noticed that our edges are thinning. This is something I noticed during lockdown. I wasn't doing anything to my hair. My hair was kept in twists most of the times or banded up. And I started to notice my temples, more so, not my entire edges, but just my temple area, which is quite weak anyway, the weakest part of my hair. I noticed that it was kind of thinning out, and I was thinking, well, why? I haven't really done anything different. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing a lot less than what I normally do. And so I decided to do a little bit of research, and then I discovered that it's all to do with my iron levels. My iron levels have always kind of been low, particularly during my pregnancies. They were so low that I became anemic. And when you're lacking certain vitamins and minerals, it can affect your hair growth. It can affect hair loss, for example. So your hair can start slowly thinning in certain areas. So it's making sure that you are not lacking certain vitamins such as vitamin A, B, C, D, E, iron, as I said, and zinc as well. So if you're thinking that it could be that, then the best thing to do really is, if you can right now, because obviously with what's going on with lockdown and stuff like that, is trying to get a blood test done. And then that way they can find out if you are deficient in anything, and if you are, then maybe you can get a supplement or multivitamins that you can take in order to help grow back the areas that are thinning in those areas. And last but not least, tip number 5, and you can basically use stimulating oils to help massage those areas to encourage hair growth. So some stimulating oils, essential oils that you can use are peppermint oil, there is lavender oil, rosemary, there is Clary and sage, there's cedarwood essential oils. There's quite a few, so those are some of the oils that you can use, and you can mix those because they have to be mixed with carrier oils. You can't apply those directly to your scalp, so you can mix those with carrier oils of your choice, argan oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, almond oil, whichever oil your hair likes. You can mix it up and then just massage your scalp regularly, maybe, I don't know, 3 to 4 times a week, and just keeps massaging it to help stimulate and encourage hair growth. These things take time, so it's not a case of just doing it for 2 weeks and thinking, okay, nothing's working. You have to keep doing it over a period of time, maybe months, before you actually notice results. But it's always best to kind of just incorporate it into your hair care routine, so that it just becomes natural, and then before you know it, hopefully you will notice a difference in the edges. So guys, those are my 5 tips, which I hope you will find useful and that you'll put those to good use. Let me know if you'd like to see any other videos like this, giving hair care tips, or if there's any other videos you'd like to see from me. Just comment below and let me know. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please do click the like button, share it with someone who you think will find it useful, and also don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.